Do you ever find yourself wondering how to make a woman miss you? Whether it's an ex you want to reconnect with, a woman who's slowly slipping away, or someone you're dating but not yet at that next level? The secret to making her miss you isn't what most think. In fact, it's about changing your approach entirely. First off, stop being the backup plan. One of the biggest mistakes men make is positioning themselves as the safety net. If you're constantly checking in, sending a casual, "How's it going?" thinking this will keep you on her mind, you're wrong. What you're really doing is cementing your place as her fallback option. Once you're seen as her plan B, she'll never fully respect or desire you. You become the guy she turns to when nothing else works out, and trust me, no one wants to be in that spot. Another common error? Being too obvious. Guys often try to force nostalgia, like bringing up some amazing time they spent together, hoping it'll reignite old feelings. But this reeks of manipulation, and it backfires. It's like watching a cheesy movie where you know the director is trying to make you cry. You resist the emotion out of sheer defiance. When you attempt to manufacture her feelings, it lowers your value in her eyes, and you come off as desperate. So, what's the right approach to make her miss you? Stay tuned, because it's not what you think. One of the most overlooked strategies is setting yourself up to be missed from the very start. This isn't something you wait to do after she's distanced herself. It's about planting the seeds early on. So how do you make sure she misses you, even before she knows it? It's all about creating emotional triggers, the kind that will remind her of you at the most unexpected times. Think of it as an emotional time capsule that gets unlocked later, whether she realizes it or not. Let's start with a simple one: scent memory. Our sense of smell is deeply tied to our memories. If you consistently wear a particular cologne around her, that scent will become a trigger for her to think of you whenever she smells it again. But be strategic. Pick something unique, familiar enough that she might come across it in her daily life, but not so common that every guy is wearing it. That way, when she catches a whiff of it elsewhere, her mind will instantly associate it with you. It's a subconscious connection she can't escape. Another powerful tool: inside jokes. When you create a shared world with her, filled with jokes or specific references only the two of you understand, it deepens the bond. Whenever she hears something that reminds her of those moments, she'll instantly be taken back to that connection you had. And the kicker? She'll miss the unique way you made her feel, which no one else can replicate. Of course, these moves need to be made early on. Trying to pull this off after she's already moved on may be too late. But for those still in the game, whether you're seeing her casually or occasionally, it's never too late to start. Even something as simple as wearing a new cologne can begin to stir those feelings again. Be intentional from the start, and you'll always have the upper hand. Here's a powerful truth: knowing when to walk away is just as important as knowing what to say. Too many guys sabotage themselves by sticking around too long, thinking more time equals more connection. Wrong. The real magic happens when you leave her wanting more, and most guys completely miss the mark. Imagine this: you've reconnected with someone after she started pulling away, or maybe an ex finally responds to your messages. Things are going well, the conversation is flowing, and there's chemistry. But then, what do most men do? They hang on for dear life, desperate to keep the interaction going, thinking it'll make her feel closer. This is where they blow it. Instead of leaving her on a high note, they overstay their welcome, slowly slipping into needy territory. Here's the harsh reality: the longer you stay, the quicker your value drops. You might be climbing that emotional hill, feeling like everything is going perfectly. But if you push past that peak, the descent can be brutal. That once flawless vibe, gone. She'll start noticing little signs of desperation, and before you know it, you're asking, "Why can't we just give this another shot?" And suddenly, all the attraction you built up is evaporating. You need to master the art of leaving on a high note. When things are going great, that's your cue to end it, not extend it. Be the one who decides when the conversation or hangout wraps up. Even if she's the one who reaches out, don't let it drag on. Cut it off while things are still fun and exciting, leaving her with a sense of wanting more. The moment she gets her full fix, you lose your leverage. It's a simple move, but one of the easiest to mess up. And it's the difference between leaving her thinking about you non-stop or slowly forgetting you. Leave while you're ahead, and she'll always be left wondering when she'll get that next hit of excitement. Here's a brutal truth: stalking, especially on social media, is a fast track to sabotaging your chances with any woman. And let's be real, it's not just about avoiding being creepy. It's about protecting your own sanity and avoiding the emotional meltdown that comes from obsessing over every detail of her life. First off, the moment you start digging through her social media, you're setting yourself up for emotional chaos. You see her smiling in a picture with some guy, and suddenly your mind spirals. Who is he? Are they dating? Is that her new boyfriend? You'll end up torturing yourself over something that may mean absolutely nothing. Yet you'll turn it into a full-blown soap opera in your head, slowly driving yourself insane. This mental tailspin is the absolute last thing you need if you're trying to play it cool and reconnect with her. But beyond wrecking your mindset, there's another layer to this. You're unintentionally giving away how much you're watching her. When you know every little detail about her life, like where she's been or who she's with, it's almost impossible not to slip up. You'll casually drop something like, "So, how was that concert last week?" Thinking you're being smooth, but all she's thinking is, "Wait, how does he know I was at a concert?" Boom. You've exposed yourself as a stalker. Game over. The reality is that obsessively liking her posts or constantly commenting does the exact opposite of what you think it does. You're not putting yourself on her radar in a good way. You're solidifying your position as the guy she keeps on the back burner, the one she knows will always be there. You're the safety net, not the main event. If you want to win this game, the key is not to stalk, but to detach. Let her wonder what you're up to, instead of constantly knowing where she's been or who she's with. Don't feed her ego by being the guy who's always watching. Instead, make her realize that you're the one who's in control of your own life. The fourth strategy to make a woman miss you isn't just about mystery and jealousy, it's about playing with her mind without her even realizing it. Let's face it, women can smell manipulation from miles away, especially when a guy is trying to make them jealous. The problem is that most men are far too obvious about it, and it backfires every time. If you start bragging to your ex or the woman you're interested in about how many dates you're going on, or how many women are after you, you're not making her jealous, you're just coming off desperate. She immediately knows you're trying to trigger a reaction, and guess what? That only makes her feel like she has you wrapped around her finger. Instead of making her jealous, you've just reminded her how much control she has over you. Mission failed, so how do you do it right? It's simple. Be mysterious. Don't broadcast every little detail of your life on social media. In fact, post just enough to make her wonder. For example, don't post a selfie at the club with some random woman or a group shot of your boys. Instead, post something ambiguous, a picture of 2 glasses at a table, or a scenic view at a concert with no one else in the frame. She'll see that and think, "Wait, who's he with?" The mystery eats her up inside. Women are wired to fill in the blanks. The less she knows, the more she'll want to know. When she can't figure it out, her mind starts playing tricks on her. Is he with another woman? Is he happy without me? The more questions she has, the more she thinks about you. That's the power of keeping her guessing. Another key? Don't overshare. If she asks what you did last weekend, be vague. "Oh, I had a great time skiing." Don't mention who you were with. Let her stew over it. Was it a date? Was it just a friend? The uncertainty drives her wild. But here's where the controversy comes in. Many will tell you that playing games is wrong and that you should be upfront and honest. Well, here's the truth. Mystery and a bit of emotional tension are what keep the attraction alive. If you're always an open book, she's going to lose interest fast. The hard pill to swallow is that in the world of romance, being too predictable is the death of desire. If she's never wondering what you're up to or who you're with, she's never going to miss you. So forget the cliches of posting thirst traps or flaunting your social life. Instead, keep her guessing. The less she knows, the more she'll crave your presence. And that's how you make a woman truly miss you. All right, let's dive into the final strategies. And this is where the magic really happens. We've talked about jealousy and mystery, but now it's time to up the ante with competition. And this is where things get wild. 5. The power of competition. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. A woman won't miss you unless she feels she has to fight for your attention. If she knows she's the priority, game over. But what if she suddenly has to compete for your interest? Now we're talking. You need to introduce a new element in your life, something or someone that pulls your focus away. If you're constantly available, waiting for her to text or call, she'll sense it and will never feel the need to chase you. But when she sees that you're busy, and not just with work, but with something exciting, whether it's a new hobby, social group, or even a new flame, she's going to feel the pressure. Suddenly, you're not sitting at home sad on a Friday night. You're out living. This triggers a primal response. Women want what they can't fully have, and if they realize their life is thriving without her, it's going to drive them insane. You're no longer that guy stalking her social media or waiting by the phone. No, you're out skiing in the Swiss Alps with a new crew, and now she's competing for the spotlight again. That's how you get her attention. She'll want you even more when she realizes that she might just be your backup plan. 6. Be a different man. And for the 6th strategy, be different. This one is pure gold. Women expect certain behaviors, especially when they've held power over you before. But to flip the script, you've got to change the narrative. Start breaking the invisible rules she's placed on you. Stop responding immediately, stop giving her your undivided attention, and most importantly, start living for yourself. Better yet, transform your appearance. If you were clean-shaven, grow a beard. If you were always in casual clothes, show up looking sharp in a suit. These subtle changes send a powerful message. You're not the same guy she once had in her pocket. You're evolving, and now she's the one who has to figure you out. When you show up looking and acting different, you're no longer the predictable guy she once knew. This unpredictability makes you intriguing, and that intrigue will make her miss you. She'll start to wonder, what else has changed about him? 7. Eliminate subtle mistakes. Finally, and this one's a game changer, eliminate the subtle mistakes that are killing your chances. Most guys unknowingly fall into patterns they think are attractive because they've been doing them since high school. But these behaviors are sabotaging you. Take a hard look at your habits. Are you too eager to please, too quick to text back, or always agreeing with her? These subtle mistakes give away your power. The fix? Take a step back. Stop feeding into the dynamic that makes her feel in control. So to recap, introduce competition, be different, and eliminate those sneaky mistakes that are keeping you stuck. Do this, and not only will she miss you, but you'll become the guy every woman wants but can't quite figure out. And hey, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know what you want to hear next. Your feedback fuels the fire, and trust me, the next video is going to take things to a whole new level.